Hi, this is Mato. In this video, I will show the game between Torre and Ivanchuk. Game was played in Istanbul Olympiad in year 2000, and this is the game with a very instructive endgame. Torre had white pieces and he started with d4. Ivanchuk played d5, c4, and we have queen's gambit. Declined. Knight to f3, knight to f6, bishop to g5, pinning the knight. The most popular move is bishop to e7. Ivanchuk played bishop to b4, check. Knight from b to d2, pawn takes pawn, and a3. Queen to a4 is tempting. That is check, attacking bishop. Knight to c6 will be played, and after a3, bishop takes knight. Knight takes bishop. Queen to d5, attacking the bishop. Pressure is on the pawn on d4. Black is fine in this variation. So we have a3, bishop takes knight, queen takes bishop, c6. Looks like that black would like to play b5. That's why a4 was played. Knight from b to d7, queen to b4, h6. If bishop to h4, black would play queen to b6. If queen takes queen, pawn takes queen, black is fine. If queen to a3, queen to a5, black is fine. So in the game we have bishop takes knight, queen takes bishop, e3, bishop takes pawn on c4 is next. But after a5, queen is under attack, and white captured pawn with queen. Black castled, kingside. Natural move, bishop to e2, preparing castling. Now e5, that is to bring bishop in the game. White castled, kingside, pawn takes pawn, queen takes on d4, and Ivanchuk decided to keep queens on the board. Rook from f to d1. Rook to c1 would be better. That would prevent knight to c5. So Ivanchuk played knight to c5. Knight would like to jump to b3 to 4 queen and rook. So queen to d6 was played. Queen takes queen. Rook takes on d6. Bishop to g4, connecting rooks. And if now rook to c1, then knight takes pawn on a4. So you can see what is the problem. Pawn on a4 is a weakness. So bishop to c4, allowing black to capture knight. And black did, doubling the pawns. Now rook from f to d8, the best move, opposing the rook. Rook to d4. If rook takes rook, then pawn takes rook, and after knight to d7, rook to a3, and rook is coming to b3. Pressure would be on the pawn on b7. So Ivanchuk didn't capture. He played king to f8. It is white to move. He played b3, protecting his pawn on a4, so rook on a1 can join the party. But now rook can't go to a3 and to b3 to attack the pawn on b7. So Ivanchuk captured rook on d4. E takes on d4 and knight to d7. Let's have a good look at this position. Who do you think is better, white or black? Usually bishop and rook do well against knight and rook. But there is also another thing to consider, and that is the pawn structure. White has 4 pawn islands. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pawns on f file are doubled. Black has only 2 pawn islands. So we can say that black has better pawn structure. It is white to move, and he decided to get rid of his isolated pawn on d5, on d file, so he played d5. If pawn takes on d5, bishop takes on d5, attacking pawn on b7. Ivanchuk played knight to e5, that is better move, attacking bishop and pawn on f3. Perhaps f4 should have been considered. Torre captured pawn on c6. B takes on c6. Bishop to e2, defending pawn on f3. Rook to b8. That move is asking to be played, attacking pawn on b3. Rook to b1 and rook to b4. Which rook is better, black rook or white rook? Of course, black rook is better. Black rook is attacking the pawn on b3 and also controlling 4th rank, so white king can't cross the 4th rank. Which king is better, white king or black king? White king is contained in this little area on the king side, while black king has more freedom, can even go to b4. Bishop can't stop it. Position is difficult for white. You think that rook must stay on b file to defend the pawn, but this is what white played. He tried a little trap. Now if rook takes on b3, is that good? If rook takes on b3, this is the trap. f4, knight must move, and then check. This is discovered check. White would be winning the rook and the game. Of course, there was no rush to capture that pawn. Ivanchuk played king to d6. Bishop to d1, pawn must be defended, otherwise c pawn is marching to c1, promoting it to knight, or maybe queen. Rook to d4. That's making room for king to go to b4. Bishop to c2. Before king goes to the queen side, knight must be defended, so f6. King to g3, planning f4. But g5 was played, and now rook and pawn are controlling f4. White has very difficult position. He played rook to d1. Rook takes rook, bishop takes rook. General rule is that bishop is stronger than the knight if there are pawns on both sides on the board. But it also depends on the pawn structure and the positions of the king. And white king is in bad position. He would love to go to g4. Is that good? Oh, well, it's black to move. He allowed him to go to g4. But if king goes to g4 now, then knight takes pawn on f2, check, winning bishop. So bishop to c2 was played, and now knight to f4. King to g4, king would like to go to f5. King to e5. It is very difficult position for white. He is losing. He tried b4. Question is, can black capture the pawn on b4? Would you capture the pawn on b4? That is the good move. You can play h5 first if you wish, but pawn takes pawn is okay. Torre played a5, h5, and king must go back. Black made a move, and white resigned. King to d6. Black king has freedom to go to the queen side to support the pawns, and white king can't do anything. So white resigned. I'll give you a variation, perhaps just to see what would happen if white continued. h4, of course, black will not capture pawn. c5, idea is to play c4. If bishop to b3, then this is possible. Check, and after king to h2, then knight to d4, attacking bishop, bishop to f7, b3, bishop to g6. Even it's possible to capture pawn. This is not the only winning variation. If say king goes to g1, b2, bishop to e4, then even king to c7 is possible. If a6, king to b8, c pawn is marching, so this would be winning for black. That was brilliant endgame play by Ivanchuk, wasn't it? And that is all. I hope that you enjoyed watching this video. I wish you good luck with your chess, and bye for now.